Hi, here's your homework. I'll just talk you through a little bit of each one of these poems and hopefully give you a little help. I'm not going to do everything, but I'll go walk you through a little bit. So the first poem you have is by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. It's called How Do I Love Thee? Kind of a famous first line. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. So let's look over here first. We know that there are 14 lines. There are 4 stanzas, and we determined that based on the rhyme scheme. A, B, B, A. This one's a little different. A, B, B, A. And then it goes A, B, and this is a sight rhyme. It looks like it rhymes. It's not perfect. And then the couplet continues the rhyming pattern, but here's the couplet at the end. So, yes, there are 14 lines. Yes, there are 4 stanzas. The couplet is here, always at the end. Doesn't always have 2 rhymes here. And yes, it's in iambic pentameter. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. And then it doesn't sound like iambic pentameter at first, but it is. Subject in one word, then we will say is love. Underline some things here for you to think about. She writes, I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach. It's a form of figurative language. I would call it a hyperbole. Exaggeration for an effect. Here, I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need by sun and candlelight. Doesn't just mean she's loving in the sun and loving in the candlelight. Those are both metaphors, figurative language talking about how she loves during the daytime and at nighttime. Here's your next one. This one you maybe needed a little help figuring out what it's about, or maybe you figured it out from the clues. This one's called The New Colossus, and it's actually talking about the Statue of Liberty and how she is kind of a new feature in the world. This was written a little while ago, and kind of what she represents for our country. So, number of lines again, 14. Number of stanzas, there's 4. Here's the couplet at the end. It is also an iambic pentameter, not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. It does follow that pattern. The subject in one word, it's actually 3, like I said, is the Statue of Liberty. So, underlining some figurative language here, we have simile, kind of an anti-simile, not like the brazen giant of Greek fame. A mighty woman with a torch whose flame is the imprisoned lightning. Sounds like a metaphor to me. And here it says she cries with silent lips. And so maybe you can figure that that is personification. And really personification shows up throughout as she's bringing the statue to life. And the golden door symbolizes something as well. So this would be an example of symbolism. The wretched refuse is a metaphor. She doesn't think that people are literally garbage, but they feel like they're being thrown away from their own country and finding a new home. So you can talk about those when you do your analysis. All right, next one. I'm going kind of fast here, so you will obviously add more detail when you do your analysis. This one we looked at in class, so hopefully this one is familiar. There are 14 lines, 4 stanzas. The couplet is at the end. It is an iambic pentameter, and the subject in one word is love. And you can talk about some of the underlined things, and I will let you figure that out when you do your analysis. Last one is called the Sonnet Ballad. This one's a little tricky to figure out, but maybe you did. This one also has 14 lines, 4 stanzas. The couplet is at the end. It is an iambic pentameter. O mother, mother, where is happiness? They took my lover's tallness off to war. So it's about her lover leaving for war, but then her fear that he will not come back. And she's not afraid that he'll be tempted by another woman, but rather he'll be tempted by death. And so she does a lot of personification with death here. And then she's got a metaphor here describing her empty heart cup. So that's all. Hope you figured out.